Okay, I think that I am live. Hello guys, happy Monday. Am I live, Mom?
Hold on.
Holding, testing. We're not sure. And I want to make sure that the volume is working because last time. Okay, can you hear me?
Yep. Wait a minute. Yep.
Okay, we're here. We're live. We have volume. It's already better than last week. Okay, so hello guys. Happy Monday. We are back on our second Monday at 4 o'clock going live doing a project. And we are going to be crafting this darling little lamp. This will eventually become a craft workshop, so I kind of wanted to take you along with us as we make it. So a couple. Oh, is everything okay?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, my mom made a panicked face, and that made me worried that I was doing something wrong. Okay. So a couple days ago, I made this mold out of an iron orchid design mold, but I glued it on here because it needs a couple of days to dry before you paint over it. But I thought what I would do is I would show you what I did. Okay. Let's see. So let's move this out of the way. All right, so this is the Iron Orchid Design mold that I used. It is called Classic Elements, and I used this guy right here. So these molds, you can use them for clay, for food. They're food safe. A lot of people use them with resin. I've seen people use them with chocolate or gingerbread, cookies. We always start by, this is just baking flour, and we are going to put some flour in there so that the clay doesn't stick and it can pop right out. So we just brush a little in there. And then we're going to tap out the excess. Now we are going to take the air dry clay. I have mine in a little Ziploc bag. Once I open it up, I immediately put it in a Ziploc bag because it can dry out really quickly, so it'll last longer. And this is online. This is available at thealbox.com, and it's also available in store. Okay. So I'm going to take out some clay. I'm going to immediately zip up my bag because I don't want it to dry out. Okay. I'm going to make a little ball. And then I'm going to push it into the mold.
I like the way it gets softer when you're the warmth from your hands sort of helps loosen it up a little bit.
It really does. I'm not sure if you guys can hear my mom or not, but she said how the clay gets softer when you loosen it up with your hands, and then it becomes a lot easier to move around and control. So I'm just filling in. And then you're going to go around and take off any excess. Let's see, am I in the... I think that the molds and the clay are my favorite products from Iron Orchid Designs. I enjoy using them the most. So now all of this I'm going to put back into the plastic bag for later. And so one of these, it really goes pretty far. I feel like I normally get, I don't know, it always goes farther than I think it's gonna go. Okay, so after you get off most of the excess, then we're gonna go back with, it's just like a little scraper tool, and I'm gonna get it as flat as I can. Because I'm gonna glue this onto something, and so the flatter that it is, the better it will glue to the surface. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Then you just pop it out of the mold. Kind of carefully. These aren't to be too delicate. But this is like, there are thinner parts in this particular mold that I chose, so I feel like this could rip easily. But if it does, it's really not that big of a deal. You could just glue it. Sorry guys, I feel like you can't see what I'm doing at this angle. There we go. Okay. So if it were to rip, you can just glue it back together wherever you're gluing it. Okay. So just to, I glued it onto the lamp, but just to show you guys how to do it, I'm gonna glue it onto a piece of, a little block of wood. Okay. So we use wood glue. Go. Be kind of delicate with it because I don't want
Krista and Marnie are on.
Hello. How are you ladies doing? Okay, so I put a little bit of water on a flat brush. I put a little bit of wood glue, and I'm going to apply the glue to the back of the mold. We do this a couple of days before we paint it because it's going to be pretty soft, and if you paint it too roughly, you can smush down the detail. So I normally do this a couple days before the class. Like for example, this weekend, this Saturday, we're having a class, and there will be little bird molds on a birch slice. So tomorrow I'll probably get all that prepped for this Saturday's class. Okay, so once you get glue on all of the back, you flip it over. Okay, and you have some time to like move it around and get it where you want it. So you can, I like this because you can totally curve it. It's pretty malleable. You can So now what I like to do after I've applied it onto the wood is I do a thin watered down coat of wood glue over the whole thing and over the edges. I was noticing that the first few times that I made these, the clay was cracking by the next day. So it would dry and then they would crack. And our shop manager, Yvette, told me that she put a coat of wood glue and that helped her out. And ever since I've been doing that, I haven't had any cracks. So I think it just makes it stronger. It just bonds it together. But you do want to, I do put water in it because if it's just straight wood glue, it can be too thick and then it will hide, it'll make it look goopy and you'll cover up some of the detail with glue.
I kind of like those cracks when I'm doing a vintage, some type of a project that I want to look vintage.
Yeah,
Sometimes
true.
I like the crack, and then other times I don't.
That's true. If you're doing like a really vintage piece and want it to look old and patinaed, then the cracks would definitely be an added texture. And I feel like you can even if you're going for that look, you can leave the clay out for a couple minutes before you make the mold, so that it really can crack a little bit more. Okay. So now tomorrow, at this time, this will be ready to paint. Are there any questions, you guys, on the molding or the clay?
I don't have any questions yet. We've got a few people watching, which is nice.
Thank you guys for watching, for hanging out with us this afternoon. Okay. So I will set this aside.
And then when that dries, you can just paint it or gild it or whatever.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And we are going to, so here's the one that I did a couple of days ago that is dry and ready for us to paint. And I think that I am going to paint it olive.
Oh, okay. You weren't sure.
I wasn't sure. 20 minutes ago, I wasn't sure what color to paint this.
I think that's a great idea.
So we have this hutch in the shop. I don't even remember if my mom painted it or if I painted it, but it was like 10 years ago when we first started carrying Annie Sloan. And I think that it's Chateau Gray or olive and then a duck egg wash on top. And so that was my inspiration, a piece that we did many years ago. Okay, so I am using Annie Sloan's number 8 small brush, and I am using her olive green, both of which are at thealbux.com and available in store. So I'm going to paint this little lamp. So whenever I'm doing an applique, I tend to like tap it like this so that I get into all the little crevices.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do that, Mom? How do you get into the crevices?
That's exactly how I do it. I was laughing when you had your 6-year-old daughter doing it. She paints exactly the same way. I thought she is going to be a good painter.
She told me last week that when she grows up that she wants to be an artist.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me.
Okay, so I think we're only going to need one coat of this.
You didn't do any prep on that. You just you didn't need it. It's pretty textured, huh?
I did zero prep.
That's the beauty of Annie Sloan.
I know, I didn't even clean it. But look, I mean, well, green by nature is gonna get the best coverage. Just the pigment and what makes green.
That looks really pretty from here.
Thanks, Mom. My biggest cheerleader. I love the texture that's already on this. I feel like we're gonna sand down a little bit to have some of this cocoa color come through. Oh, I forgot to tape the bottom, you guys.
What were you gonna do?
I forgot to tape the bottom
You mean
of the lamp.
so that you don't get paint on it?
Yeah. That sounds like something that I would do.
You can wing it.
Yeah. So I wanted to do a workshop of something that they would decorate in their house with, and I've been wanting a new lamp from Anthropology, but they're pretty pricey. So I thought, maybe we could make that a workshop, and then I could take the prototype home. And then my mom found these cute lamps.
And I think they were from Walmart. Like
I was gonna-
$11.
How much?
I think they were $11 or $14 or something.
Really?
Definitely under 20
All right, my mom found these at Walmart.
online.
At Walmart.com. She says $11 or $12. Well, I keep seeing influencers put lamps in their kitchens. And it's always like a little teeny tiny lamp. And so I thought, how fun would that be to make a little Anthropology dupe for your kitchen? I mean, I don't think that this would fit in my kitchen because my kitchen is very small. Probably put it in my living room. So when you take a workshop, you can paint it whatever color. You don't have to do green or blue, or you can choose what color you want to paint your lamp. So see guys how I don't have very much paint on my brush? Just a little bit. So that way we have less drips, we have less things that we have to clean up later. Okay, so I think that we have our first coat of green on there.
That looks like pretty good coverage.
I think it is. I don't think that we're gonna have to do a second coat of green. Okay, so this is the base of the lamp. We're gonna let her dry. I'm gonna set her aside. Okay, so now we are gonna move on to the lamp shade. So you guys, this I'm a little nervous about because I've never done this before, but we're gonna see, we're gonna figure it out together. Okay, so we are using this paper over here. This is Mint by Michelle. They're decoupage papers, and they're meant to be decoupaged onto furniture or craft projects or really anything. But this is a large sheet, and I cut it into little rectangular pieces, and then we are going to decoupage this around the lampshade. So let's see, I just have regular old Mod Podge. put a little bit of water on my brush. Mix it into the Mod Podge. And then I'm going to do, see, I have never Mod Podged a lamp, shade, or fabric, so I'm not sure how this material is going to take it. So let's go on an adventure together, guys. Let's see. Normally when I come up with classes, if something doesn't work, nobody knows because I haven't posted it live on Facebook. Oh, my mom is bringing me tools. What is that?
For the gadget.
What is that?
It's to like smooth the paper down after you lay it down.
Oh, okay. I've never seen this before. Wait, this is after I've applied the paper?
Yes.
Okay, okay. So we have the Mint by Michelle decoupage paper. We sell it online and we sell it in store. And she has so many different styles of decoupage paper. They're really beautiful. Okay, let's see, is that wide enough? I think a couple more inches. Mom, have you ever decoupaged fabric, canvas?
If I have, it's been a long time. I can't remember the last time I did it.
Not in recent memory.
No, I have transferred on.
Oh, and how did that work?
That was super easy. I had to put a hard, like something behind it.
That makes
hold it
sense.
Firm,
That makes
and then
sense.
I could transfer the image right on.
Okay. I think it's still a little bit more. Okay. So now I'm nervous, you guys. I feel very nervous about this because I don't know if I'm going to be able to move it or once it's on there, if I'm committed. You know what I mean? Oh, I think I'm committed. Oh, why was I nervous? This is going to be okay. This is going to be okay. Okay, so my mom brought me this little tool to smooth. Okay. Oh, I mean, I think
you go from center out.
From center? That makes sense.
For bubbles.
There are lots of bubbles over here.
And honestly, the bubbles, I mean, if you can't get rid of them all, they do disappear. A lot of them will disappear when it settles down.
I think that I have...
That's pretty on there.
It conveniently matches my living room. How convenient. I think that this little strip right here, I didn't put enough glue. Okay. I don't want to get glue on your cool tool.
That's okay, I have a bunch of them.
Okay.
I like where you cut it in pieces so it's more manageable.
I have to thank Gina for that because I didn't take into account that down here is a wider circumference than the top of the lamp. And so if I were to wrap it around a big long strip, I would have to like crease it like a pie. And that I knew that I would not do that very cleanly. And then I was thinking, how do I not mess this up? And then I thought, let's see strips. Okay. Alrighty.
Where's everybody watching from? I'm curious. Is
Yeah,
everybody in town?
is somebody
everybody
watching?
local? Yeah, we've got some
Is somebody
watchers.
here?
Is everybody local or?
Okay, so then I'm gonna do a watered down coat of Mod Podge on top.
Oh, there's the comments. I couldn't see the comments. There we go. My goodness.
Can they hear you talking, Mom?
I think so. Maybe
Can you
ask them.
guys hear my mom talking? Oopsie doodle, my hands are dirty. Okay, so yeah, there's quite a few little bubbles, but I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay, so now I am going to do the next strip. And then like, so here, once it's dried, I'm gonna go back and trim off with like a little X-Acto knife to get it all lined up.
Thank you everybody for the nice comments. I'm just seeing them now. They finally popped up.
Oh, thank you guys for watching, for commenting, for hanging out with us. Okay.
Marnie wants to know if there will be different kinds of decoupage paper in the class.
I was thinking, Miss Marnie, that we might do like different tissue papers and decoupage paper and napkins, so that there were like 4 or 5 different designs to choose from, because you can really do this with any thin, you know, tissue paper. So yes, the answer is yes.
And if you have a pattern that you absolutely love from home,
Oh yeah.
like a paper napkin or little hand, paper towels, little hand towels,
Right.
you could probably do that just as easily. Yeah, they said they can hear me.
Oh, good, good,
Oh,
good.
Hi, everybody.
Okay.
Oh, hi, Lori.
Hi, Lori.
She was just here a little while ago in the shop.
Okay.
That is coming together.
Thank you. I was really nervous about this lampshade, you guys. I was like, what if it doesn't work out? But I mean, we're just, it's not done yet, so there's still time. There's still time for me to mess it up. Okay, so let's lay on the second. Wait, what?
You showed that to me a minute.
Oh, my mom's like, okay.
Okay, thanks. I wanted to do like a little
She's
spill.
taking
Okay.
some pictures for our. Okay, so because this is circular, I am going to overlap the. Oh no. Okay. Oh, so you can kind of shimmy it around a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to overlap a little bit. So that we don't have little parts of the white poking through. Okay. So then once I've laid down the paper, then I'm gonna add a little quick coat of watered down Mod Podge on top. I keep forgetting to keep checking the, like, to make sure that they can see what I'm doing.
Bev Morales just said that she did her new fireplace in her sitting room, that almost exactly that same green.
Really? Oh, Bev, I would love to see a picture. I love everything that Bev does.
I know.
She has such good taste.
We stalk you, Bev.
We do. I'm always following you on socials. Okay.
She said you're doing excellent. Thank you, Bev.
Thank you, Bev.
Bev does lives all the time. She's been doing them for years.
Yes, for years.
Bev, do you want to put your company there in the comments so people know she makes beautiful cards and
she has classes and workshops. Okay, so let's move along to the next strip.
Yvette likes the camera view.
Thank you, Yvette. Yvette is our shop manager. She keeps us in line. She keeps our life organized. To be a thick enough strip.
So I was paying attention more to technology here than I usually do the paint over it. You're going over the top too as well, or you're just doing underneath?
Wait, say that again?
I usually put the glue over the top of the paper as well.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't sure if you were doing that because I was watching more of the technology part.
Oh, yes, I have been doing that.
Okay.
Like a watered down coat.
Oh, okay, good.
I was actually going to ask you because I've never used the Mint by Michelle.
We just really started carrying it recently.
And I've decoupaged a lot of things, but never with the Mint by Michelle. And so I just assumed it was a similar decoupaging technique. This tool is really cool.
It's kind of cool, huh?
So I think that after I'm gonna go back with sandpaper and like sand off the edges once it's dried to clean up the edges.
That's a good idea.
I feel like it'll be a mixture of, if sandpaper doesn't work, then I'll do a little bit of X-Acto knife action. Okay, oh good, the lamp base is drying, so I was gonna do a little wash over the lamp.
Oh, Marty's asking if you can use chalk paint on a fireplace.
Yeah, absolutely. Is it brick? What material is it? But I'm gonna my fireplace is brick and I painted it in old ochre, and then I did not wax it though. Okay, so one more strip.
Yeah, I've heard people just leaving it if they like it that way, or they can also lacquer.
Oh,
Annie Sloan
yes. And then my friend's fireplace is marble, and we painted that years ago. And I was just over there, and it looked really nice. We painted it cocoa.
Mm.
I have to ask her if she's touched it up at all. but I don't think
Mine
so.
said it's a porous marble style.
I mean, that's what we did for my friends. It was like a marble, and I'm trying to remember, that was like 10 years ago. I don't think that you might just have to do a couple of coats if it's porous, if it's just gonna soak it up.
Or sometimes I've seen people do like a dry brush.
That would do it. Okay. So let's do our final strip. I'm really curious how this is gonna look with the light turned on.
I'm pretty sure that Mary, when she worked, for years Mary worked for us. A lot of you locals know Mary. She was a retired designer. And I know that when we first started carrying the transfers, she did a lamp.
Did she? She transferred it?
Yes, and it was really, she sent me a picture, it was really very pretty. It
The
was just one of the patterns that's just black and white.
Oh, yes. And she did the lamp shade or the lamp base?
The lamp shade.
The lamp shade. Okie dokie. So this is we have some drips right there. I think that my Mod Podge got a little too runny near the end. All right, so I'm going to set this aside to dry a little bit. Oh, that's cute.
And that will dry clear, you guys, because on
Yes.
Facebook I can see it looks really white.
Oh, yeah, it will dry clear. Just picked up the lamp and it wasn't all the way dry. Oopsies.
Maybe that, okay.
I have one right here.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we don't have, for time, I'm just gonna go and do a wash over it. It's not fully dry. Dropping everything. 1 second. Okay. So I'm just gonna go in and the spots that are kind of wet, I'm just gonna dab it around a little bit. Okay. So I am going to do a wash of duck egg blue. So I have some water over here in the corner. I'm going to dip I have the Annie Sloan small flat brush, flat number 30. This is online and in store. I love to this is the brush I use to wash. It's a synthetic brush and it comes in a small size and then a larger size if you're doing a bigger project. So I'm going to dip my brush in the water. I'm going to take off, I don't want it to be too wet. I'm going to put a little bit of blue on there. And I'm going to have my brush in one hand and then a clean rag in the other. I'm going to wash it on and then wipe off the excess. Let's see if I can do this without making a mess. Okay. want a little bit more water on my brush. I want it to be more runny. And then I'm going to use my rag. And I feel like with washes, you want to make it perfect, but it's just not going to be. And so you have to kind of just go with the literal flow of where it's going to take you, what it's going to do.
It's kind of more of an art than a science.
Yeah, it really is just, you can't worry too much about it. And the more that you fight it, I feel like the more frustrating it is. And like sometimes I just kind of like to dab it a little bit and see how some of that brown is coming through, and I'm loving that. It's adding a texture.
Really nice.
Thank you. I'm gonna go to the back. Oh yeah, it's out of the screen. See, I keep forgetting that. Off. Okay. So now let me go back to the front. Just do another little swoop through. And then I think that I'm going to take a little brush.
Bev said bravo.
Thank you, Bev.
Carrie's on.
Hi,
Carrie just
Carrie.
popped on.
We are making a little lamp here. I'm gonna grab some white really quickly because while it's wet, I want to put I grabbed some old ochre. I'm gonna put a little bit of water on a small brush. I'm gonna dip it in the old ochre. I just want to get a little bit more brightness. I feel like layers, you guys. Layers is what makes things pretty. Don't worry too much about it being perfect. You just want to layer up. Some colors.
I'm sensing there might be some gold on there later.
There is certainly going to be some gold in the future. So these are waxes, and I'll come back to that later. Okay, so we did a coat of olive green, we did a wash of duck egg, we did a wash of old ochre over the, you know what I might do? Oops. So let's see if we can see what this is. So this is not, it's still wet, but I'm trying to show you guys like a little quick peek at how it's coming along. So I think that what I'm gonna do is, my initial plan was to paint it and then wax it for you today, and then add some of the gold or silver wax, but this has to dry, and so I think that we're not gonna have time to wax this. So instead, I'm going to get Annie Sloan's gold paint.
Love her new metallics.
Yeah, this is her new line of metallics. This is the traditional gold. There's like a rose gold, a modern gold. This is water-based, so this you can paint before you wax. But then if you want to use her gilding waxes, this is oil-based. So this goes on at the end after you wax. But because everything I'm using right now is water-based, we don't want to mix an oil-based product in there.
First I have to put that into the sink.
I got it.
Good job.
I didn't, I almost wasn't able to open it up. Okay, so here is the color. And I always like to use my finger when applying gold and silver. I don't know why, I just feel like I have more control. So I'm gonna put a little on my finger. I'm going to take off quite a bit of it. And then I'm just going to add some gold on there. But I don't want to add too much because I do not want to cover up all of that green and blue and white. I just want to accent think that might be. Sometimes I get carried away with the gold and then I regret it because I cover up too much of the color. But I just can't stop myself, you guys. I can't stop myself from adding more gold. I kind of want to, it's like probably 50% dry, but I want some more texture. So I'm gonna wipe off some of the paint.
I can see the bottom coming up through. That looks nice.
Yeah, I love that original color. It was like, it looked like cocoa, Annie Sloan's cocoa over old ochre. So it's working really well with this color palette. Okay, so that is what we have so far. And then tomorrow after it's dry, I will put some clear wax and some dark wax. And then I kind of want to put some gold. Once I sand all of this down and clean it up, then I kind of want to do gold all the way around the top and then gold all the way around the bottom to just kind of make it look, clean it up and give it a clean trim. Yeah.
We'll post a picture for you.
Yes, we'll post, but here, let me show you where we are currently at. This is hard to hold, so I'm sorry if this is hard for you guys to see. But so this is where we're at right now. Okay, let me. So I think that, I feel good about that. I'm happy about that. I think that's gonna be a really fun class.
And we will be posting this class and the Bumblebee class will probably be on the website to sign up within the next 3 or 4 days.
Okay, yeah. So my dad, he added little copper antenna to the Bumblebee, and then once we finish this, probably about 2 or 3 days, we'll have 2 classes up, and I will post on Facebook and Instagram the link for you guys to sign up. And then next Monday, I'm trying to decide which craft we should do next Monday. If we should do, I don't know. But we'll be back here next Monday at 4 o'clock with another craft that will become another workshop. And probably by that point, we'll have 2 or 3 classes up for you guys to sign up. Oh, yeah.
Sure, whatever you
We
feel
could
like
do the
adding.
journaling, or we could, my mom is doing these beautiful jewelry boxes. We could do a jewelry box, maybe. No, her face. You don't want to do this one?
Sure.
I could do it. I could do it for you. Okay. All right, guys. Any questions or any?
I don't see any new questions.
Okay. Well, you guys, thanks for following. Thanks for watching. I had fun. This was a fun one. We will see you next Monday on Facebook at 4. We're doing another one.
Please share. with
Please.
your
Oh,
friends.
yeah, share. That would be really nice. And stay tuned. The workshop schedule is coming, and we'll post when it's live so you can sign up. All right, guys. Have a wonderful Monday. We'll see you next week. Bye.